Good evening, board members. Dr. Sauce, I want to congratulate you for the position that you hold, but I would like to say one thing, that your task is going to be difficult. We have folks in this system that needs to be gone. We have folks in this system that have been in this system since 2002, and we've been having problems since then, and it hasn't been corrected yet. And it needs to be corrected. Now, I don't know who's going to be guiding you on this. I'm sure that you have some experience, you know what to do, and we're hoping that you do the right thing. As far as the board is concerned, board members, District 1, District 5, and District 7, I will respectfully say that you should maintain your position as board members. The other board members, you need to resign. I confer with the Senator Emmanuel Jones and also with the Union of the Teachers Federation, and they also agree that the responsibility lies with the board, and the board is the employee of we the people, and we think that you are not being good stewards of our dollars, okay? We need spot forensic audit on every department here in the school system. Now, you all are saying that a forensic audit is too much money. You're probably right. But when it comes to a spot forensic audit, to find out where there's smoke, there may be fire, we can do that. You all can do that. And that's what we're requesting. We, the people, is requesting this. Nepotism is one of the biggest cancers in this school system. That needs to be averted. It needs to be deleted, because we cannot move forward and educate our kids properly with this nepotism going on in this county. We have folks in this county that mothers and fathers used to be teachers here, and they are now superintendents. They are now in charge of certain departments, and a lot of them, in my opinion, and in our opinion, are not qualified. But they are hired anyway. So this system needs to change, and we are going to be monitoring this system. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Willie Pringle.
First, I'd like to say good evening to the board. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. And I have to say to the board, to Dr. Sauce, the seat that you're sitting in is a seat that carries a lot of responsibility. But the hard is God got to be first guiding you to do the job for the children. I got to say, when I look at, for over 35 or 37 years, I've been involved in the school system, and to look at and see how corrupt this dysfunctional school system has been since '02, it's a shame. And it's need a cleaning, a deep cleaning. And Dr. Sauce, I want to say, if you're not willing to do a forensic external audit, not talking about a forensic external, that's going up under the dirt, okay? Because unless you're going to do that, you're going to turn the wheel like the rest of them did. We done had too many sit in that chair where you at, that here our children are still being lacking when they come down getting what they need in the school system. Why is that? Because just like Mr. Edwards said, all this nepotism and cronyism with families and friends, God is not pleased with it. And that's why I look at right now, unless the board need to be cleaned off except the 3 that just came on board in January, the rest of them need to go. And I have to say, Ms. Pierce, I don't like a liar, okay? When here you gonna lie to the people. I got a problem with that. And you supposed to be the chairperson? Come on. Children are watching. Families are watching. And I got to say, we are tired of continuing to see revolving doors talking about with superintendent. And we cannot say that we cannot afford to do a forensic external audit with all the superintendents that we have had. To bring a man in, didn't even step his feet in the state of Georgia and gave him almost $1 million. I got a problem with that, okay? So I'm saying to the board, you all got to step down. If we don't, we're going to request from the governor to step in and say, hey, they need to go. Because what I had said, Ms. Pierce, how did Dr. Horton came in? Nobody still to this day. A man wasn't even on the list, but came to be the superintendent. I had told him, don't unpack your bag, because you're here temporary. So I'm saying to Mr. Sauce, please don't put yourself in that category, okay? Because we want somebody going to be here for our children. And I want to say, God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Deborah Jones, and on deck, James Freeman, Tracy Anderson, and Jocelyn O'Neill.
Good evening, Board Chair Mrs. Pierce, Vice Chair Mrs. Gertz, Acting Superintendent Dr. Sauce, and members of the board. I am Deborah Jones, a middle school teacher and the proud president of the Organization of Dekalb Educators. This board called a special meeting Monday, October 27th, went immediately into executive session, stayed for 2 solid hours, came back and said you had no report, and adjourned the meeting. That was a total disrespect for the taxpayers, parents, students, employees, and those of us who were waiting. Why was this meeting called? It seems to me that you are once again hiding in the shadows. What I know for sure is that you had a conversation about this meeting beforehand. How can you ask these same people, the taxpayers, the parents, the students, the employees, and those of us who were waiting for confidence in anything this board says or does? There are many people asking for your resignations, especially those of you who were on the board when Dr. Horton was hired. We have one board member saying this board knew about allegations that had been cleared up. Another board member said the attorney told them not to worry about what was going on. I've heard some of your friends saying you didn't know anything was going on. Your job is to know. The headhunters asked you to pick, you asked the headhunters to pick from a list of candidates. You paid them to give you the best of the best that they had to offer. You chose to do your own thing. Now you want the citizens to believe that you are capable of doing what is best for all concerned in DeKalb. Before we were told that Dr. Horton was your sole finalist, I asked you what would make me believe that you were competent enough to pick a superintendent for the DeKalb County School District, given your track record. Some of you were on this board when Dr. Green, Cheryl Watson Harris, and Dr. Horton were hired. I told you last month that all that had been done would lay at your feet, and it is. It shouldn't take long to hire and start an external forensic audit. What you're doing with this is giving people an opportunity to hide things. You're not competent to hold these positions. Here we are once again looking for a superintendent. You can't be the ones responsible for the hiring of our next superintendent. I would ask again that you take us all out of our misery and resign as soon as it is possible. The people of DeKalb County deserve better, and the sad part is that you know it. Do the right thing. Leave with what little respect and dignity you have left. This would be a win for all concerned, and this would stop everybody from laughing at the DeKalb County Board of Education. Thank you.
They told me to speak up, but I'm a grandmother, so it's not too hard for me to speak loud. First of all, I would like to say Dr. Sauce, Restored Cab, would like to make an appointment to meet with you, please. Lights in our sports arenas or areas or schools, that should never be a problem. It should be something that's standard. When we have games, our children and our parents should not have to be faced with the lack of lights. Salem Miller School, I came and spoke to you about a few months ago. The trees were cut down on the drive and in the back of the school, but the logs were left there. I'm just curious, Mr. Hofstetter, if those have been removed. They did come out and do some painting, but the backfields where our students go and practice were just simply horrifying with ants and pests and bad drains. It was just horrible. Now, I want to say this, our academics are first, but some of our students have sports ability, athletic abilities, and that may encourage them to do better with their academics. All of it falls hand in hand. I know with me, I knew not to make less than a C when I played sports because they would take us off the team, and they did do that with some of them. My other thing is, why, what, and how do we hire a criminal? I mean, they check our license and pull us, if they pull us over to see if we got any violations on us, and they would either lock you up or write you a ticket. I don't understand how we hired a criminal. And whoever was on the board at that time, Dr. Morley said it. She screamed out loud and clear that there were some charges against this man. And I'm not even calling him a superintendent. I'm just going to say, you know, if you look in the Bible, I think it's in Galatians where they talk about the baser sorts. Look it up if you haven't. It's not fair to our children to have to see criminal elements and the things that had to be in the news about a superintendent or anyone's teachers, whoever. And I just want to say, the boards that you have up here, when they give their reports, you know, we talked about the AV and all the money. Those boards need to be on the side so the people can see them, because you all have an agenda which we don't have. And we're looking back this far. We can't see what you are seeing that's probably in front of you. Maybe consider putting them on the side so the people, the taxpayers, can see what's going on. Let's try not to hire another criminal. Dr. Sauce, I trust you. I know you. I've worked with you before, and you know who I am. And you know I'm very persistent.
Thank you. Is Carl Blair here? All right, Carla Weston Brown. Up next, we're going to have Kimberly Purifoy and Eric Nanduba. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Sauce. I am here today to read a post that an anonymous member made in a teacher Facebook group. But before I read the post, I would like to speak on my behalf. I wanted to read the post because it sounds like I penned it. It said, all of the things I have said and thought. I was extremely pleased to learn that you had been chosen as DeKalb County School District's interim superintendent. I have personally worked with you when I taught IEL students last year. You met with me, listened to my concerns, and lent your support. Our students received their workbooks immediately, within 2 days, and our numbers slowly decreased. You have your work cut out for you. It will not be an easy job, but I feel confident that you can handle the task at hand. You have many supporters, but we need you to operate with integrity in all that you do and make sure that you and all members of leadership prioritize the students and teachers. Now I will read the post. This is from an anonymous member. Moving Forward DeKalb is the title. Dr. Sauce, you're a good man and an excellent leader. With all due respect, the prior regime's influence and power have to be minimized or eliminated in DeKalb. They carry the same spirit that he did, degrading, arrogant, deceitful, and condescending. We will support you wholeheartedly if you lighten the burdens of the principals and teachers, decrease the amount of micromanagement, and organize the central office departments so that everything flows more smoothly and all employees are paid on time. Please do not allow anyone who was heavily influenced by the former leader to address or provide directives to the leaders and principals, even if they were already in Dekalb before the former leader came. Some of our own people who we worked with for years sold out just so they could get a position under his leadership, thinking he was Dekalb's savior and that he would offer greener pastures for them. Please restore the ones who never sold out and were casualties of that regime's insecurities. We will support you with everything we have, as long as you take care of the people who give their all on the front line every day. As long as you cover us, we will cover you, and God will smile down on Dekalb. You got this. And I want to add, you have my vote for permanent superintendent.
Thank you. Kimberly Pierce.